Special disclaimer that I, Mystic, am an employee of Wizards of the Coast on the D&D team.
Last time on Utopia podcast, the party had a family dinner in which they decided what to do with the impending army and the new information about King Thedonis. They decided to go to find Mysheria, to stay neutral, not to take sides, and to see what she has to say. That is where we find the party.
Zilla has trouble going to bed, and I guess posts up. What's the Murphy bed situation like right now? Is that in progress, or has that been?
Oh no, that's been
cool.
I'm now hanging up shells in the kitchen.
Fantastic. So Murphy bed's down, and she's sort of tossing and turning. She gets up and she takes a candle. She goes out back for a bit and starts sort of pottering away in this little patch on the side of the house of crocuses, and just kind of starts planting and digging away just until she gets tired, until about 2, and comes back in, passes out, hands are filthy.
About the rest?
Godfrey takes any crow-safe food snacks and feeds them to Garacaius.
He eats them happily outside, made like a little nest out of some scraps of cloth and cotton and plant debris that he's found outside. Hangs out in this very specific tree, the one that they used to hang fish in next to the pond out back.
So, did anyone bring Livy in the basement, or?
No, when Scylla comes back in before passing out with the filthy hands, kind of comes up behind you and under your armpits, but very gently sort of lifts you up behind and just sort of carries you like a reverse backpack down the steps and places you in your bed.
How about Sybil
Livy
and
just
Morgus? Go ahead, you can finish that.
He just sort of says something
Hanging up shelves.
"No, you're stupid," and he swipes up and then rolls over.
Nice. Yeah.
She's putting you down. She goes, "Yeah, so stupid," and bats your head.
Ziba, you're hanging shelves. How long do you stay up making and hanging shelves?
Hanging shelves actually takes way longer than you would think. Because you gotta measure it out 4 times, make sure it's even, make sure it's level, make sure it's in the right spot, and then you gotta pre-drill the holes, and you gotta put the anchor in, and then you gotta put screws in before you can even hang the shelf, and you gotta get it in the notch, because we're putting up fancy shelves, okay? Cool. So I'd say at least an hour and a half. Unless someone yell. I think the only person that Ziba could genuinely bother based on sleeping habits is Morgan. So unless Morgan come in and goes, "Yo, stop," we're gonna hang all the shelves. A nice little section right there next to the sink.
I think at some point when Morgus kind of notices what you're doing, there's just a brief exchange, and Morgus will try to convince you to put up even more shelves for even more books. So he'll just "Oh, you're doing that? It's funny. I've been thinking that I could use more space for like books. Why don't you do this one first, and then we can use it as like a test for the weight.
Oh, Zoe gets really into this. She's like, so like when you're talking about bookcase, like what are you thinking? Like, you want like a secret door in this bookcase?
Yes.
Do you want closed cabinets all open? Like how tall, floor to ceiling? You want a little bit on top?
Maybe a little taller than me, so I can. I would trust you with this, so I can reach up a certain point. You know.
We could get a ladder. What about the
Oh, can it be? Oh, I like that. That we can do.
I don't know. I gotta get somewhere and get wheels. I don't think I can.
Can you do any sort of like marketry yet, or are you building up to that?
I can't say I'm the best at it.
No.
But like, I could get you the general shape. You want to make it fancy?
Let's
I can
make it
find
beautiful because it's functional. Let's do that first.
Okay.
High quality, precise, functional.
You can add moldings and stuff.
Yeah, it's impossible. It'll be good.
And then she moves on to a quiet activity, which is just sketching out this like bookcase design. Until she just like starts nodding off the table and eventually like goes to bed.
Awesome. Morgus, you have this conversation with Ziba, but what else do you do before heading to sleep for the evening?
I think Morgus is probably up the latest at this point, but sort of whatever space or room that Morgus has claimed as his own, I imagine is more private. So theoretically not shared, but this place is only so large. And I think that Morgus takes that little... I picture him having a sort of like brass brazier of sorts. Not a very big one for like summoning Bitsy for performing that ritual. And at some point he'll just light some like soft white and gold flames in it. Just kind of look at it for a while, and then he'll use control flames to make some images in it. And he'll go through the book that Livy has started cataloging things in. And he'll read an entry and then use control flames to like almost watch it, to like reproduce it in the fire. In as much detail as that cantrip would allow. But he just starts going through those things, and then a recent memory, he pauses at a name, and then at the figure that he associates with that name. And at the end, before he douses the flames, just that page with the 1720 sort of burned into his memory. He falls asleep with that before he sort of douses the flame.
Yeah. You all take your rests or non-rests in Godfrey's case and wake the next day. It's a balmy, like 70. As the sun starts to rise, it gets warmer. The cool chill of the evening kind of brushing off here. And everyone wakes with this new sense of purpose, but that underlying question of, where is Mysheria? As you all kind of convene in the kitchen again. Yeah. For breakfast, coffee, tea, whatever y'all have decided to make.
We're making biscuits and gravy.
So
Livy, like, probably slept longer than he needed to. Well, longer than usual. He slept a good 6 hours instead of 4. And he's just beady eyes looking around. The light.
Scylla gets up from the Murphy bed and doesn't really make it, just sort of closes it up in the wall, sort of as it is, and walks through the kitchen, stretching, cracking again. Anyone mind throwing some coffee on? I'm gonna go out back for a minute and try something. Yeah?
Would you like help with that something?
Not yet. Maybe. It depends on if it works. I don't know if it's gonna, but we'll see. I'll be right back. Just black coffee, please.
Just black coffee. You don't want any sort of flavoring at all.
I am never going to want my coffee to taste like shit. Thank you.
He uses prestidigitation. There are blue and gold and white sparkles.
Oh,
yeah,
God
it's black coffee flavored coffee.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Morgus.
Yeah, well,
Grinds her teeth and walks out into the back garden.
the coffee does taste a little better, like a better quality roast than it actually is, though.
Ziba, you can 100% make pancakes.
Okay, I'm just like, I'm imagining this like little moment here where like, you know, Ziba's making pancakes, putting the blueberries in so Livy can have some, and like goes to crack an egg and just like stops for a second and thinks back to so long ago where she just kept cracking eggs into this batter of pancakes after her friend just was found dismantled on the floor. It just like stops for a moment and like almost gets like a little shake to her before she just cracks the 2 eggs and begins mixing the pancakes to cook for breakfast.
Aww. Yeah.
Can I have a couple of those eggs, if you don't mind?
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Oh, thank
Sorry.
you.
Here
Thank
you
you.
go. Yeah, we never need that many eggs for a pancake, right?
No. Like squints his eyes and then goes back to like
Just flipping
now
the
making like
pancakes.
eggs to go with the biscuits and gravy that he's making.
Yeah. Godfrey, you seemed a little suspicious of what Scylla was going to do. Do you leave her on her own, or do you follow? Do you try to watch what's about to happen?
I would, unless Scylla gives a look like, don't follow me.
She doesn't. She just takes her coffee. As she takes her coffee and takes a sip, though, and she's grinding her teeth about all the pomp and circumstance about this fucking cup of coffee, she goes, damn, it's actually really good. But she just walks out. She doesn't give any kind of look.
Yeah. Godfrey will follow and observe.
What are you doing, Scylla?
I'm still waking up. So this is all kind of happening very sleepy, but intently. And it's something I've done before, but it's not something I've necessarily done for a long time. I think I've been kind of detached. But I go to whatever like the bottom of this garden is. And if there's any sort of like pond or like reflective pool or any sort of water, I'm going to go by it, and I'm just gonna sort of kneel down and take a deep breath and center myself. I've got my sword on me at this point. I've sort of collected everything, and I'm just sort of resting my hand on my sword, and I look around and I start to try and resonate and reach out to Mysheria, I think is what I do.
Yeah. What are you asking or feeling for?
I think, and I'm not necessarily like wording anything, but the intention that I'm sort of reaching out with is I know it's probably been a really long time. I know this isn't the traditional method that, like, we usually talk. But we want to. I want to help. We are looking for you and not for your guidance, but really looking for your location because we need your help in a bigger way than I've ever reached out to you before.
Yeah. As you focus on this shifted idea of what Mysheria is for you, and you set out that intention into the ether, I think you feel something very unexpected and very different from any other time you've prayed to Mysheria in your life. And you feel engulfed in a warmth, this bright, golden, sun-like energy. And you hear almost a whisper in a ray of sunshine. It's strange to think that something audible could come from light, but that's what it seems like as you hear, "Follow your heart." This is the most strange, potentially jarring and scary situation for Scylla, who has never experienced anything like that any other time she's prayed to Mysheria.
Scylla's face immediately changes to a little bit, somewhere between disgusted, shocked, and horrified. And if Godfrey is watching this from any sort of distance, she very abruptly gets up, shakes her head, rolls her eyes, and like forgets her coffee at the bottom of the garden and walks back in.
What's wrong? The fish didn't come back. The dead fish aren't there again, are they?
What? What? What do you mean? No. No, I just got some No, something's wrong. I did something that wasn't right. That's fine. I just follow my heart. What?
Did you pray to Mysheria? Is that what that was?
I mean, yeah, but that's not.
She tells me too, is to follow my heart.
I'm sorry, I'm not. Maybe this is my parents talking. I'm not one to be like, oh, the closer you are, the different than. But that's no. Follow your heart. That's tacky. That's not.
Left your coffee over there. Your coffee is still by the pond.
Oh, thanks.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was just so weird.
Okay.
And it was warm?
It is warm.
No. Oh, yeah, no, I know it's warm this time of year, Berm, but no, it was like radiant. I don't know. It wasn't Mysheria. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being fucked with. I'm gonna go get my coffee. And she goes down and gets it.
All right.
Go back inside. Pancakes, biscuits, and gravy ready for everyone on the table. You begin to eat. What would you all like to do after breakfast?
I have a quick question for you.
And it's a good thing that was a declaration and not a question.
Indeed. Are you going to do anything about that Cyclops lens? It's taking up a lot of space in the alchemy area. No, we collected it so long ago. I thought you were going to do something with it, but it's just kind of been sitting there.
As a wizard, my plans are of a certain level of complexity, and that denotes a certain level of research, time, consideration, and planning. Ellipses.
You don't know, do you?
No, I have no fucking clue what to do with it yet. I can. I mean, it sees magic stuff. I suppose we could. Oh, that's an idea. Sort of make a magical screen, or like a magnifying glass, or a lens, or that might take a while, or not.
A magical what? I think we should go mountain climbing.
What?
Specifically, the mountain where Mysheria was last seen.
What?
If we're looking for Mysheria, there were 2 places historically she was sighted. In a crater in a desert, or I guess 3. In a ranger camp being treated, and on the mountain.
Scylla walks in on
locations.
this and in the middle and goes, "Oh my god, that is so much easier than tapping in and getting scam called." Livy, that's brilliant.
Have we confirmed that her cousin doesn't just know where she is?
We haven't. And I will ask him. But he hasn't answered any of my other goddamn questions,
We want him to know.
Apologies, I didn't mean to swear. I mean, we can ask about... I've asked so many questions, I don't think it'll be weird if I ask more.
He's a coward. What is he gonna do about it?
Like, and he knows I'm a historian, and I am an advisor, technically, and he shows off the shiny pin. So if I ask, it won't be weird.
Okay. I'm sorry, what was that, Ziba? I just legitimately couldn't hear you. From this distance, you were talking very lightly.
So this is gonna be weird. So this is definitely gonna be weird.
I mean, every conversation I've had with him has been a little bit weird, but like in a dad energy weird. And also in a he doesn't quite know how to act like a normal person weird. Like an alien with if a gift came to Earth and had dad energy.
Right.
I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, those are the 3 locations that, if he doesn't know, I think we should check.
Godfrey, as Livy's mentioning these 3 locations, this would not be lost on you. Mentioning the desert, you instantly remember your vision of the portal in which creatures are coming through, and it being in a sandy,
that's where Fort
desert-like
Mercer is, right?
landscape. It's close
Right.
to there.
We might run into some trouble if we try to go to the desert. That is where Medusa and her forces are They're gathering in a desert. What are the chances that it's the same one?
I was going to say without luck.
Considering that's... Yeah. I mean...
Maybe the 5 of us don't take that head on.
If that's a place... Yeah.
I would also
Probably
say,
not.
Livy, make me another history check.
I'd be purposely going into the desert to make sure Mysheria doesn't wake up.
25.
Wow. You also,
They're going up.
having had a focus on Mysheria and essentially like trying to prove the existence or disprove the existence of this person throughout your academic career and on, this isn't written in the creation myth, but you've seen it in a few journals that were collected around the time, that the last known civilization where there were rumors of Mysheria being seen is a small village called the Gate that is at the base of the mountain range that leads from Ebcanor to Synthgrab.
Convenient name.
There's also the Gate, and Livy will like take out a map and like... So, this is the last place. It's not in the official books, but from what little journals I could find, this is the last place she was.
I'm sorry, it's called the Gate.
Is it the Gate, or is it just
That's
Gate?
ominous. So I think that's probably
Okay.
The Gate.
I mean if it's
The
if
Gate?
it's ominous, that's a clear indicator of exactly where we need to go, right?
Yeah. I think this is where we should go.
Are we still stopping in town
It's fun.
first to ask the king about anything?
At the very least, we can
We
narrow
should
it
pick up
down.
provisions
Yes, I also
for-
need to. Yes, I also need to.
I got some new missing posters
Yeah.
to put up. It's been a while. Got to update the dates, you know.
I think as Ziba says that, Scylla's face falls sad a little bit on this realization that when she first met Ziba, there were posters up for her. And now she's putting them up.
Well, the irony is not lost on Zipper.
And her face just sort of falls and looks at you. And goes, yeah, of course, kid.
I think you see, like, someone just goes to, like, pick them up from the side, like, already has them in her hands and goes, do you think it's wrong of me to keep putting these up? I mean, I was the one on the poster.
I
at
tell
one
you what,
point.
why don't you give me, you got enough of those? Why don't you give me a couple?
Sure. Might save you some time.
Half the job, of course. I'll get out to some friends.
I mean, I get, needing to find your own path, and if she, decided she just here wasn't for her anymore, that's fine. I just want to know she's safe. I probably could have done that a lot sooner when I ran away.
Sometimes some people don't want to be found. And that's their choice. But if you care about them, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you got a place to go back to, right?
She can only know she's got a place.
Should probably leave a note here on the door just in case. I mean, she doesn't have to come back. There's no expectation. If she wanted to leave, that's fine. Just in case she comes back and
Yeah.
not here. Just,
Of course. Do you want me to, I can leave the Murphy bed down if you want.
That's probably good because, that spring is questionable at best. And honestly, I know I said I made it for you, but I don't think anyone else could really use it.
I don't know
to
that
get
anybody
it up
else
and
would
down.
want to. It's, I would just mean, I was,
I told you the spring's secure.
No, it's not a comment to on your workmanship at all. No, it's a me thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you remember the many times that you just see like dirt in the sheets and Scylla's like dirty hands from working the garden and not washing them as she's sleeping in there. Like chips of rusty metal in between the covers.
She sweats. Like a hardworking person.
You know, I don't know if we're both gonna be gone. I don't know if we need to lay the Murphy bed down. Like she's been in my room before. She could just use my bed.
It's not. It's no trouble. I just.
Yeah. We don't need the spring to be attention anyways.
Just thought I'd offer. It's fine. It's cool.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome. You all gather everything that you need from this new home of yours. And as the party walks out the door, this really does feel like home. You all have put your own finishing touches on it, and it feels as though you're leaving this new home that you found. As you head to Florencia for provisions, I got a quick chat before deciding where you adventure.
Make sure to lock everything up,
too.
Including the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, try, but some people have shatter.
Exactly.
That's an unlocking spell.
We need invest in
that is the ultimate unlocking spell.
The basement. It cannot be unlocked. So, on the way to town as well, Godfrey will kind of cock his head and be like, so did you all figure out what the rest of those potions did for Avanash? Did you ever use those potions I gave to you?
Almost.
I don't remember, to be honest. Oh yeah, Livy definitely did immediately.
I used the one, and then I used the other one, and I became buff.
What about the potion that looked like liquid gold with a single metallic scale in it, Morgus? Did you ever use that one?
It's
That's
so
fine.
pretty.
What about the potion that's separated into brown, silver, and gray layers resembling bands of stone? Ziba? I think I gave that one to you. Godfrey's like taking out a list.
Yeah. That's in here somewhere. Hopefully did not.
Okay, so we can't take this. We can't take this back to Avanash.
No, it's down
we
here.
We don't know what these potions do yet. Can I take those two back that I gave to you?
Yeah, no.
I think Morgus.
It just felt a little too
Can I
much
get that
like
dense
homework.
purple liquid that has the ovoid cloud of pink floating in it and the yellow one that's streaked with black and swirls on its own? I think you have them, Ziba. I distinctly gave them to you.
Shoot. I really lost that under, the Krabby and then like other snacks, and it just kind of like set on the bottom, and you can't see it, and you kind of forget it's there, and it's in here somewhere.
What? You drank them.
Just still digging back.
Morgus is prestidigitating some dust off of the gold potion, and he's just holding it in the light as we're walking in the sun, and he's just mesmerized by this pretty gold sparkles.
It's so shiny.
Thank you.
It's so shiny.
Why don't the next time we go to camp, we use them?
Sorry, what?
Avanash was specific. It should be in combat situations.
Morgus.
Morgus pockets the
Yeah,
sparkly gold potion, seeming very content in his choice.
Just two. I'm looking for two. You have more. You have 4 total. Yeah.
You have 4 total.
You're looking for
What's the other one?
yellow fluid that's streaked with black swirls, and it swirls on its own.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. I put that in the other bag because the other bag got covered.
That's a good choice.
No, it's clean.
All right, thank you.
Here you go.
Once again, Ziba's walking, trying to dig through bags as you all are on the road.
It's going real successful. Really successful at this.
You pass through the farmlands. You're able to get those potions for Godfrey. There's a guard patrol. That's become a new normal. They're still the same old guards. Nothing has changed about them, but you see them more frequently, and there's certainly more outside of town and inside the town. And there's even some postings up on top of the wall entering the city. They check IDs or identification of folks that they don't know. This is all new, as in the last 6 weeks since the discovery of what's happening near the fort and all of the things about the takeover at the castle and the unexpected nature of that from Reem. It's kind of that slingshot effect that happens when something goes wrong and people find out. But they all just nod at you and wave, along with a lot of the villagers. You are known faces now in Florencia as the heroes who saved the princess. They call you the heroes with no name, as no one knows what else to call you.
Okay, that.
We should work on that.
The
No,
nameless
that would
heroes.
sound so badass in the history books. Don't lie.
We walk through it. No, never mind.
Heroes with no name. It's like mysterious.
Margus starts
going?
singing an indescript
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
tune about walking through a desert with a group with no name.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we gotta pick up some snacks. I want to get some paper and a writing utensil. Wait, no, I still have Marcus's. I'm never getting that back, actually. So I'll just need paper.
Yeah.
I gotta go talk to the king, who I guess is also my boss, and ask him about you know what, and also I guess tell him I'm going on a vacation. I don't think I'll have to use PTO. I don't think he's giving me PTO.
Are you getting paid at all?
Aren't we contracted? Livy, you gotta know your rights in this situation, friend.
I think technically.
Anyone who doesn't know this now sees like the brooch on Livy's lapel as he pins it on to go to work at the castle.
Oh.
But, like, are you getting paid? Have you gotten a paycheck?
Have you received?
An interesting word.
Has there been?
I have received knowledge from being in the
What are
library.
your benefit options like?
I get to hang out in a castle and learn everything I've ever wanted to learn in my life.
That's the job for you.
I get to
my
Being
have
friend.
a
paid
really
and
big
exposure to the library?
I mean, like, I get paid just for existing in the city. I'm not
It's a week.
too displeased
If you're happy.
with having.
Come work at the Green Castle in Florencia. Our facilities are beautiful.
These fucking people.
At this, Livy
I guess I could ask if I wanted.
veers off, heads up towards the castle. Ziba is heading towards the general store to get some paper.
I also need lumber for a bookcase.
Yeah. Which directions is everyone else going?
Supposed to go in the woods. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go with Godfrey, I think. Whichever way Godfrey's heading, I'm gonna hang around.
I will go with Ziba as she's getting paper. Was to not split
Perfect.
the party too much.
And snacks.
Even better.
And snacks.
Margus?
There's a moment where Morgus looks after Livy and then like up at the castle a little bit wistfully. Kind of comes to his senses, turns around and
Livy-
sees the rest of the party. Wait! Short legs!
All right, Livy's heading to the castle
This is-
alone. Which might be for the best,
So
honestly.
on the way,
as-
if you want to check the boards on
Yeah.
that side of the street, I'll check the boards on this side of the street. If you see one of my old postings, take the down, put the new one up. A lot of times they're torn down in like a week or so, though. So if you don't see one, just put it up anywhere you can find a spot. I find the lower areas actually get more traction than if you post it higher on the board, because some of the like shorter spaces can't really like see it and it's high up. So if you put it down, you're more likely to get people calling you back. So you want to take that side? I'll take this side of the street.
Yeah,
Me at the
totally.
store.
Scylla's not taking the other ones down. She's just plastering right over top with the new ones.
All right.
How much further down should they go? And like you see Morgus like going even further down than you meant because he's thinking from his own perspective, not the board. Anyway.
You know what? We're just do eye level. I think it'll be good.
Well, that okay.
All right, I need Livy and someone from the shopping party to roll a d20.
15.
No. Ed?
Depends if you never rolled.
Or you can take your immune, but
Yeah, you're on mute, Livy.
I think there was also a tactical mute from Morgus as he threw up a peace sign
Right.
instead of the results of a roll.
Yeah, it's all it was.
Oh no, I knew it was a 2. What was your roll?
I didn't mean to do that. It was 2.
2. All right. 2 2s and a 15. So that means the shopping party goes first.
Boop, boop.
You plaster up the signs. People continue to politely say hello and wave, but Florencia's used to having y'all around at this point, so they're not like fans that are too obnoxious. If a celebrity lives in a town for a while, everyone just kind of gets used to it. They just treat you like anybody else. And you head into the Pimpleton Brothers General Store. And you hear, Pimpleton Brothers General Store, Joy Pimpleton, Pimpleton Brothers General Store Manager, how can I help you?
Oh, hi, nice to see you again. Are you doing better? I know last time we talked, you were like going through some stuff. Are you like
Oh
pinned
my
down?
God, you're so thoughtful. I took what you said to heart and I told my manager that I get to take a lunch break sitting down, and it was amazing. And they were like, you should have been doing that anyway. I don't know why you weren't. And so it all worked out.
You know what? Regardless, communication. Good job working on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just can't post up some posters again. I'm also looking for some more paper. I've been going through a lot of it, but
Oh yeah. How many sheets of paper would you like this time?
just give me like the usual stack. I'll use them. I'll be back for more. It's always nice seeing you.
Yes, one gold for 10 sheets.
All right. How long do you guys think we're gonna be gone?
Oh, you're going somewhere.
I
A
have
while?
no idea. I'm very bad at reading maps.
Okay. Make that like I'll pay you 2 gold if you can give me 20 sheets.
Yeah, 20 sheets of paper. All right. That's almost our whole stock for the day, but you got it. She pulls out this huge
I don't
stack.
mean to clear you out. I should really tell you when I'm coming so you guys know to put stock more. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So 2 gold for that. Anything else?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am hopefully going to do something with my life. So
Yeah.
to do that, I would like
Whoa.
magnifying glasses.
Oh. What's a magnifying glasses?
Oh dear. It's sort of a little lens with a handle, and you hold it up and things get bigger with it. You can look at things closer with it. Have you got one?
I
or a
have
few?
never heard of that.
Uh-oh.
That sounds amazing.
Oh dear.
Morgus wipes a little bit of the blood out from his nose. And then, I think I'll settle for some wood to turn into a handle and perhaps some scrap metal to turn into a holder for a thing. Maybe.
Oh.
That I can do.
Okay.
Perhaps enough to make
Yeah.
5.
Okay. You see her like look around.
If you're looking for metal scraps, we might have better luck at the blacksmith. Whenever I have to like build something weird, he usually helps me out
That's
with finding
actually
that.
a very good point. No, thank you. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We'll go
Yeah,
talk to
no,
him. Yeah, okay. I talk to him all
especially
the
like
time,
with your
so he
precision.
just helps out.
Talking about? And she holds up like one of those long collapsible
Periscopes?
cartographer
Kinda.
type spyglasses.
Seeing eye
A sextant?
glass?
It's
A spyglass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
spyglass.
How big is the spyglass? How many sections are there of it?
There's like 4 sections. They get larger as you go.
I'll take that. It's not quite what I'm looking for, but it might have some useful.
Okay.
I could probably take it apart.
I have an artificer friend who might be able to help with that.
I don't trust that.
So this is our only one of these, and I got it from this cabinet. And she points below where like there's really pricey pieces of things underneath in like a glass case.
I really think we might better luck with the blacksmith.
I could part with this for about 1,000 gold.
Sorry. What?
Yeah.
That is a reasonable market price for that thing.
I did.
Is this what you wanted?
It's not. It's significantly fancier than what I wanted, and I think I'm a little delusional this morning. I'm going to go adjust my life, thank you.
I'm sorry.
You know what you could help us with, though? We need some snacks for the road. You got any suggestions? What's special?
So many snacks. We have your normal rations. These ones are new. They're made from buffalo. They came from synth crab. And these ones are. We have some fresh strawberries. We have some greens. How long are you going to be gone? What would you like to keep on you?
It seems like we don't know how long, but you said from synth crab because
The only one who can read a map isn't here, baby.
I love those buffalo rations.
Yeah.
I would take quite a few of those. I don't want to clear out your stock though. So like, how much do you got?
Oh, I think we have 150. So, I can give you.
Where are you storing all?
Oh, you had a room in the back. This is just the display stuff.
Hey. All right. Yeah, I'll do. How much are they a piece, roughly?
It's 5 silver per 1 day worth of rations.
Let's say we're gone for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
I'll have like 2 weeks worth of rations. That's a guess. I don't know. I might go hungry. Can we also get some snacks? Like you said, you had some greens. Any fruit? Any of that in season?
Yeah, absolutely. 14 rations. That's 700 silver. So that's 70 gold. Right?
I think.
I'm not so good at the numbers thing.
I'll believe you. You would never rip me off, right?
No, never on purpose.
So wait, you're
This is
getting
my new favorite
14
character.
days at 5
You
silver
said-
apiece?
Yep.
Yeah, so that would be 70 silver or 7 gold, correct?
See, this is why I always need to have help.
You know what? I'm someone like stops counting out and is like, oh, and like dumps a bunch of gold back in her bag, and then just starts counting out again. Like 7, and then it like gets to 7. Is like, is that 7? Wait. Okay, are we good? And then puts it to Godfrey. Godfrey, is this the right amount?
Godfrey just stares down
And do you want
and just goes, yes, and doesn't count any of them.
Great, good.
you
Here you go.
said you wanted some lettuce too?
Well, I asked if you had any fruits. I wasn't sure what you meant by greens.
Oh, I have some radishes and some greens. Just lettuce mixes, and I have some tomatoes.
Got any snap
Onions?
peas?
Yeah.
That's a good road snack.
You
You guys want anything? I hate just ordering for myself here. What do you guys want on the road?
It's 2 copper per bag. And they're like little snack-sized bags of snap peas.
I will have 5 bags. So it's 10
Okay.
copper.
Anybody else? There's 5 left. No? Okay.
Hey, I do need a couple of dried herbs, though. Yeah, it's super common stuff, I think. Small order herbs, can you handle that?
Depends on what you want, but I could try.
Blue bushel amaranth, some skullcap, throw in some althea if you have it. Gonna need some black hellebore, and then like some rowan if you have it laying around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we have all that. And she goes around to their side where there's a bunch of like dried flowers and herbs. She pulls out a few sprigs and makes a little bag for you. This enough?
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you.
Great, that's 3 gold.
Excellent. Hands it over.
Anything else?
Actually, I've got I don't know why I haven't thought about this for a while, but would you happen to have any calligrapher's supplies at all?
Oh, absolutely. What kind would you like?
Well,
Are you an expert or are you just getting started?
I'm proficient with it. Not quite an
Okay.
expert, but I do sort of have a proclivity for sort of fancier colors. Gold, blue, white, blue, gold, and white.
Blue, gold, and white. Got it. Well, we do have this calligrapher's supplies kit that's 10 gold, but it only comes with black ink. And we have this other one for 15 gold that comes with red, green, blue, black, and white.
I'll take the 15 gold one, please, and thank you.
Okay, here you go. She heads back behind the counter and sits down on a little stool. It's time for my lunch.
I aspire to your level of satisfaction with life.
You're doing
Kinda-
great. Can't wait to hear all about your days when we get back.
This little halfling, this stool is like human size and she just kicks her legs. She sits there and munches on like a salad. Have a
And
good
you
day.
as well. Thank you.
You know, she's not nearly as overwhelming once you get to know her. Well, she's still a
Just
little,
a little overwhelming.
at times.
I just hope she's not being coerced.
That is it. Thank you so much. Follow us on the socials. Join us on our Discord. Link down in the description wherever you're watching and or listening. We are so excited for this season. Lots of fun things happening with Autumn Moon Studio. We want to grow. We want to have more content. If you have a pitch for a show, a stream, a one-time adventure, a recurring thing, and you want to have it within this platform, let us know. You can email us at autumnmoonstudios with an S at gmail.com. That's autumnmoonstudios with an S at gmail.com. Intro and outro by Nolan Clock. Everything else by myself and the cast. Have a great day.